And so it's 11:27, so we should stop no later than 11:57.
Okay.
And we'll just talk about what we're doing. So what the camera actually does is watches us. It doesn't watch the drawing.
No.
So we end up with the finished drawing, and it means that I'm not going to be looking at you. I'm going to be drawing, and we'll do whatever we do in there.
Okay.
So first of all, can I just say thank you so much for being up for this?
That sounds like a good idea. Interesting idea.
Have you played around with the thing already, so you know a bit about how it works?
I've just had a look at it.
Great. One of the things that really grabbed me about what you put on Instagram is the way that you've done these artworks that have different spaces. So they're divided into different spaces.
Yeah.
A fair way to describe them. And I just thought this is a different way of doing that because we're on different layers. So it is a different space in a way. I love the colours you're using.
So what are these? Oh, I see. So you know you can design a different kind of brush, as it were.
Yeah. So you got pencils and brushes and a bucket to fill it. I quite like the jagged edge of the pencil. So you look like you're using a brush, but the pencil,
that's a brush.
The pencil's got this kind of pixelated quality when you.
Oh, right. Yeah, isn't it?
And I was hoping that because it's almost like having a little chat about your art practice and things. And I looked at your website, and I'm really interested in ethnography.
Oh yeah.
Can you say a bit about what that is?
It's a research methodology.
Yeah.
Based around the idea of writing about yourself or using yourself as a sort of a test subject.
So writing as much as drawing?
Yes, it sort of started off really as being a writing thing. And most of the people interested in it are probably more writery than drawery.
Right.
It's I don't like that.
You can undo by going on the left button up at the top.
Okay. It's mainly a writing thing. I mean, it comes out of social studies research.
Right.
And the problem of where the researcher is in the research.
Okay.
Because a researcher is, any researcher is also a participant.
So it's almost the Schrodinger's cat problem.
Yeah, yeah. There's no, they can't really be complete objectivity. There's not really a God view.
No. So
ethnography is a sort of response to that problem by putting the participant right in the middle of the research.
So I'm pleased because I'm a writer by background, but I'm also surprised because I thought because I only know you through Instagram that you would be approaching this entirely from an art position, but obviously not.
No. Oh dear, something's gone wrong here. Oh, right. What I did was I used autoethnography as a way of talking about creativity, and I suppose I developed a sort of a visual sort of autoethnography.
Right.
But I was interested in the research that I did in talking about the experience of creativity.
Right. Yeah.
And
was that that was all before lockdown? But you've been doing. So what can you describe how you've ended up doing this particular kind of approach to the drawings you've been doing on Instagram? I don't know if drawings, paintings, artwork.
The autoethnographic aspect of it.
Yeah.
I suppose autoethnography sort of, I started doing drawings in lockdown, and then after a bit, I thought, there's a way you could look at this and you could say it's just a bunch of drawings, but you could also look at this and say that you're sort of researching it, Paul.
Right.
You started again. It's a form of research.
Yeah.
It seems to flood everything. I'm not doing this very well. Because that's on your layer.
Yeah. So you can move the layer.
My layer. I can't flood your layer.
You can move layers up and down, interestingly, as well. So if I do that, I've just gone on top of all of yours. Rather aggressive act. Okay, so
I keep doing that though. I don't really want to keep doing that.
you could also fade it down if you want. If you do that, and then at the very bottom of
fade the layer.
Yeah, fade the whole layer.
Oh yeah.
That's good. I like the sound of the oh yeah. That's always a good sign when someone says oh yeah.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Now it's looking, if I am not mistaken, ever so slightly, it's got the kind of joined but separate quality of some of the things I've admired on your Instagram. But that may not be how you see it. So that's,
I started doing the drawings, and then I thought, and I was writing as well. And
right.
This is a sort of you can't really take the research out of what you do anymore, really, Paul. You are basically doing a sort of research here.
Yeah.
So I sort of, and then I did a presentation at the International Autoethnography Conference. I did a presentation about the drawings. Well, I made a movie of the drawings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you...
It was an entirely Zoom conference.
Right. And what did you tell them about them?
Well, I can probably, it's on YouTube somewhere. I mean, I can probably share that with you at some point.
Thank you. I'm trying to think, are we doing some sort of ethnography here?
Yeah, you could look at it like that, couldn't you? What people do in lockdown, what artists do in lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's a response to, it's a response, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I like that yellowy thing. It's quite mesmerizing. What I've found is that doing it with people who say they're not good at art, they seem to be quite able to get out of that mindset, because it just seems to be sufficient distraction, talking.
How do you move the... I can't see all of the screen. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Oh, yeah. Under view, you can do fit on screen.
That's better.
So what? Sorry, beg your pardon?
What made you start doing this? What?
Well, I have been off all social media for ages, and then I felt so much that I couldn't stay away during lockdown, because it was the life belt. And so I started to go on, and I signed up for this thing called Isolation Art School.
Oh, yeah.
I think you may have been following that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And they had some really funny, lovely, sweet, engaging videos. And one day they had one that had 3 people knocking about with this app. And I thought, I love that.
Right.
So I really, really love collaboration. It's a bit of a bind because if other people don't want to do it, then I'm stuck. And so I'm very grateful to you. But if I can do something collaboratively, it just seems a lot more fun. And so when I saw that this was possible, I was off.
So what do you do in real life?
I'm a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. I've been a journalist most of my career, and I write books, but I also do a lot of art and performance. I use theatrical improvisation, which is again a technique that requires the willingness to collaborate. I mean, it's all about that. And being okay with whatever someone puts in and knowing how to play around with that. But journalism is good. I'd done it for a long time at a fairly high level, and I just got, it's a fairly precarious industry anyway, so I thought it was time to do some other stuff.
Right.
How did you get into this?
Into
the ethnography.
I was an art teacher.
What kind of place?
Mainly in middle schools. Don't exist anymore, anyway.
What was the hardest thing technically about being an art teacher? Assuming that you've got willing pupils.
Which you did in middle school.
Yeah.
Middle school was nice. It was quite a sweet spot, really. The students were kind of old enough to, you didn't have to wipe their noses very often, you know.
Right, yeah.
But they were still reasonably interested in, being creative and having a go and everything. They were 9 to 13-year-olds.
So what were the challenges then?
Once you'd got the basic hang of it.
Yeah.
Once you'd got them to stay inside the classroom, that sort of stuff.
Right.
Once you'd figured that out, it was, coming up with some kind of vaguely relevant curriculum, I think, and trying to work out what you should be doing, what art, what do you mean by art, really?
Right.
What's relevant? Where do you start? What's
yeah.
Are you just going to do colour wheels, or how do you do more interesting things or more relevant things with quite young children? That was my main interest, I think.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, middle schools were great. Yeah. I'm trying to draw shapes here, but I don't seem to be. There we go.
I love the brightness of what we seem to be creating here.
Yeah, it was great. It was, I did. It was really good. It was a great way to earn a living.
I bet, yeah. I can imagine a lot worse than being in a classroom and teaching art. I mean, I have to say.
Yeah. I spent my time, my career making big papier-mâché sculptures with children, doing clay with kids, painting with kids, it was great.
Whereabouts are you in the country?
Suffolk.
Ah, right. Oh, yes, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. And do you know the Hampstead School of Art, for some reason, they seem to be often watching and approving and liking your things. So I just wondered if you
I know them only the way I know you.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Oh, they're lovely, and I'm very close to them, and that's where
Right.
a lot of my art. I'm physically very close.
Right.
Yeah. This is so brilliant. I love this. Oh.
They asked to use my work, with their students, and they've offered me dinner if I
good.
ever get to leave the house again.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you make of this? If this was an art class and you were at middle school, what would you be saying about what we're doing now?
Oh, I'd say that's going pretty well, really. Yeah. I think we're interacting with each other's marks.
How do we...
There's a conversation going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
Between what you're doing and what I'm doing. I mean, we're interacting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's an interesting thing that art can be so interactive. I've got a friend who I've made during lockdown, and we've never actually yet met, although we're both in London, and we nearly did at one point, but didn't. And we've been doing weekly sessions on this, and one of us brings a project each week, and the other one just sort of works along it. It's nice to have that sense of collaboration. So this morning, one of the projects that I'm doing is drawing on pictures that I screenshot from Google Street View.
Right.
And I've been trying to reconstruct Samuel Pepys' play gear by going on to Street View in the places that Pepys mentions. So just now we were drawing outside Parliament in Westminster, where Pepys reports on people having died recently, and it's a really nice... Oh, this is so nice. I really like this, Paul. This is such vibrancy. Yeah. I did another one with Samuel Pepys getting out of a black cab on Holborn, where actually he did get out of a hackney cab because the driver came down with the plague. And so he got in another one and felt sorry for the man. I haven't really got my head around it, but I'm sure you can come up with an idea. But how can this artistic collaboration over a distance using digital tools, what could that do for... how could that be a new opportunity for art?
Yeah. Well, it is, isn't it? Oh, I've chopped it out. I don't mean to do that. Yeah, I did a lot of sort of collaborative things with when I was in school, group things, community things.
Yeah.
Because I worked with sort of pre-GCSE children.
Right.
So the valorization of the individual output of the art of the student,
right,
was less apparent,
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, that's that square up in the corner there. That's my coursework, Mr. Cope. It wasn't like that.
No.
Because they were younger children, so I was able to play around with, the whole group making one bloody big sculpture and
oh, brilliant,
making murals that fitted together and that sort of thing, which was really nice. But yeah, that did involve everybody being in the room at the time. This is really interesting. I found Instagram and. I had a sort of moribund Instagram account that I played with before, but not really.
Yeah.
It's all right, but I didn't get much back from it. But I thought the, sort of telling myself I was going to Nope. Don't like that. Oh, bugger. That's better.
One thing I like,
you know, posting once a day and getting some sort of response. It's been really nice.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
This sort of thing coming out of it, it's been a really good thing to do. I really liked it.
So I'm really, really happy with this. We've got 10 minutes to go. This is amazing. We've been so productive. I wonder why. I don't know. Interesting.
Well, it's just play, isn't it? It's play.
Yeah.
Grown-ups playing.
Yeah. What was it you said that they can't say, Mr. Cope? That's my.
If you work with older people, I'd say. I mean, I've worked with adults as well, and they tend to, sort of value it being as their work,
Yeah.
And with exam groups, of course, it's got to be their work. You have to sign a piece of paper at the end. Well, you did in the old days when exams still meant something.
Yeah.
You had to sign. You have to sign a piece of paper saying, this is entirely the student's work and nobody else's.
Right.
So that makes collaboration difficult. But
I've just had a message, I'm afraid, saying that my wife is locked outside.
Oh dear.
Can we just stop there?
Okay. Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it.
That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, you carry on. I'm going to save it so that I've got it, and I'll stop the Zoom, and I'll say bye.
Well, another time. I'd be happy to do it another time.
Thank you. Let's do that.
If you want to do it another time, I'd be happy.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Cheers then.